If you're looking for games that keep you hooked with every punch, slash, and counter, this list is for you. Today, we're diving into some of the most addictive combat systems in gaming, from brutal martial arts and cinematic swordplay to fluid free-flow brawls and stylish hack-and-slash action. These are the games that make fighting feel so satisfying, you'll always want just one more battle. First up, we have Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. This isn't just a game, it's an emotional journey wrapped in intense, methodical combat. Every swing of Senua's blade feels deliberate, forcing you to carefully time dodges, blocks, and parries. And when you master the rhythm, her focus ability lets you slow the chaos and strike with precision. Blending psychological storytelling with visceral swordplay, Hellblade proves that combat can be as haunting as it is addictive. Next on our list is the first Berserker Kazan, a brutally raw action game where relentless swordplay meets monstrous foes. You'll be hacking, slashing, and countering through waves of enemies, with blood splatter visuals amplifying each strike's impact. What makes it addictive is how it forces you to stay aggressive. Dodge poorly or hesitate, and you pay. With its primitive, visceral feel, Kazan reminds us that combat can be raw, punishing, and strangely irresistible.
My friend.
Now, sliding into our next powerhouse, God of War. From its very first axe swing, you feel the weight. Every blow lands with bone-crunching impact. As Kratos and Atreus journey through the Norse realms, combat balances heavy strikes with quick parries, rewarding precise timing and punishing mistakes. The Leviathan axe steals the spotlight, not only as a devastating melee weapon, but also as a throwable tool you can recall mid-fight, adding strategy and flow to every brutal encounter.
Wow, that was something, that fight.
Coming in hot is Sifu, where time and precision aren't just mechanics, they're everything. You step into the shoes of a martial artist driven by revenge, and every fight demands razor-sharp timing. Strikes, parries, dodges, it's punishing if you slip, but when you nail the combo, utterly satisfying. The twist? You age each time you fall, making every attempt more urgent and every victory more meaningful. With intense hand-to-hand combat that rewards focus and rhythm, Sifu turns every encounter into a test of willpower. Up next, we have Sleeping Dogs, a gritty open-world brawler set in the vibrant streets of Hong Kong. What makes the combat addictive is its mix of martial arts precision and street fighting brutality. You're not just throwing punches, you're slamming enemies into walls, using the environment as a weapon, and chaining fluid combos into devastating finishers. Every encounter feels cinematic yet raw, making each fight more than just survival. It's a stylish statement of dominance. Now, let's leap into Black Myth: Wukong, a mythic action RPG that blends poetic fantasy with bone-shaking combat. Wielding the legendary staff, you'll unleash crushing combos, extend its reach, and transform mid-fight to outwit terrifying foes. Every dodge, parry, and counter feels alive, rewarding precision while punishing hesitation. And with its cinematic visuals amplifying the flow of battle, each encounter becomes more than just a fight. It's an epic dance against the monstrous unknown. Next up, Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance hacks onto the list, literally slicing through the usual combat tropes with razor-sharp precision. You play as Raiden, wielding a high-frequency blade that can cut through nearly anything, so timing and angle become everything. Beyond flashy swordplay, you'll parry, dodge, and launch brutal aerial attacks that make every battle feel cinematic. What makes this game addictive is how quickly the pace shifts. One moment you're deflecting a hail of bullets, the next you're doing slow-motion dismemberment with satisfying clarity. Turning the spotlight to Batman, Arkham Knight. This game defines fluidity in combat. You move in rhythm, striking, countering, dodging, then chaining floats of attacks into the iconic free-flow system where momentum builds with every hit. Gadgets mix in too, with the Batclaw tearing enemies off balance, explosive gel scattering thugs, or disruptor incapacitating ranged threats. Plus, when you nail takedowns, whether environmental, ground, or special combo, the game rewards style. It's not just about surviving Gotham's chaos, it's about dominating it with flair and precision. Next, we arrive in the wasteland with Mad Max, where survival means fighting dirty, on foot and behind the wheel. Hand-to-hand combat takes cues from the Arkham games: dodge, parry, land brutal finishers. Then there's the real beast of the game, the magnum opus, your war machine, fully customizable and built for chaos. You'll use rams, mounted weapons, boots-on-the-ground brawls, and explosive vehicle takedowns. With its mix of raw melee intensity and vehicular carnage, Mad Max serves up addictive combat that's vicious, varied, and unapologetically intense.
Max. My name is Max.
Shifting gears, Devil May Cry 5 cranks combat to 11. You play as Nero, Dante, or V, each with wildly different styles that demand mastery. Nero's mix of sword, gun, and modular Devil Breaker arms lets you weave combos with aerial flair and gadgets that change your rhythm. Dante brings multiple weapons, styles, and absurdly flashy finishers. Meanwhile, V fights from the shadows through summoned familiars and unleashes chaos with his ultimate power. Add to that the style ranking system and soaring difficulty, and every fight feels like a performance you want to replay.
And cover more ground. Good idea.
Stepping into Sekiro, shadows die twice, you meet a shinobi where every instant matters. Hesitation isn't forgiven. Combat revolves around posture, not just health. Keep deflecting, blocking, and countering to fracture an enemy's balance, then strike with a death blow. The prosthetic arm adds flair and utility, from grappling hooks to special tools that make verticality and stealth just as deadly as frontal assaults. With punishing thrusts, sweep attacks that demand jumps, and Mikiri counters that punish aggression, Sekiro's thrill comes from mastering rhythm under pressure.
So the noble shinobi stands in our way.
Next on the list is Star Wars Jedi: Survivor, delivering some of the most cinematic lightsaber battles in gaming. Cal Kestis wields a variety of stances, from swift dual blades to the crushing power of the crossguard, each bringing its own rhythm and strategy. Combined with force abilities that let you control the flow of combat, every duel feels dynamic and rewarding. It's a perfect blend of precision swordplay and supernatural flair that keeps players locked in.
Hope survives.
Now, stepping into Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, you get a combat system that blends familiar JRPG elements with action-packed real-time thrills. You control characters like Cloud, Tifa, and Barret, switching between them on the fly while your basic attacks build up the ATB gauge. When it fills, you can unleash powerful abilities, spells, or summon monsters. Also new are synergy abilities, team-up moves that reward cooperation between your party, adding strategy and flair to every fight. Rebirth makes every battle feel dynamic, cinematic, and deeply satisfying. Stepping into Ghost Runner 2, you become Jack, a cyber ninja whose every slash, dash, and wall run demands perfection. One hit kills you, one cut fells an enemy. Movement is lethal. Jump, slide, dash, grapple, and use sensory boost to slow time just enough to thread a perfect aerial strike. New to the sequel are more interactive boss fights, destructible environments, and even motorcycle sections that throw you into high-speed danger. It's uncompromising, but every split-second survival feels like earned mastery. And finally, we arrive at Ghost of Tsushima, a samurai epic where combat is as graceful as it is deadly. Battles hinge on stances, each tailored to counter specific enemy types, while precise parries and lethal counters reward patience and timing. When steel clashes, every strike feels deliberate, cinematic, and deeply satisfying. Add in the elegance of duels, stealth assassinations, and mythic techniques, and Ghost of Tsushima transforms each fight into a poetic dance of honor and survival. And that wraps up our journey through some of the most addictive combat games out there. From cinematic duels and stylish combos to brutal brawls and high-speed showdowns, these titles prove that great gameplay keeps us coming back for just one more fight. Which of these is your favorite? Or did we miss a game that deserves a spot? Share your thoughts below, And don't forget to like and subscribe for more.